You know, one of the things I love the most about movies is that I can take a subject that is relatively uninteresting, like looking at it from the real world, from the outside looking in, it feels like something that is not interesting. But movies can make that subject that feels uninteresting, make a movie into it, and make that movie so good. Make this movie about something that is relatively not interesting fantastic. I don't know if you guess what I'm saying, but that is the state I am in. The state where my mind is all over the place because of this film. This film was something that I did not expect. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. In this video, I want to talk about Conclave. After the death of the Pope, the cardinals and the dean of the cardinals, I think that's what they call him, the dean, they gathered to elect a new pope. That's what this film is basically about, the election of a new pope. And this film was fantastic. Like, I remember seeing this film that came out in 2019, I think. The Two Popes. The Two Popes follow the story of two popes that I can't really remember the plot of that film, but the Two Popes. I watched the film, but it did not really give me anything. I did not really enjoy it. So, because of the experience I had with that one, I was feeling that this film that's also about popes would not be as interesting because in my own mind, that whole subject is not really interesting. But when I saw this film and it blew my mind. Who would have known the amount of chaos and political maneuvering that comes about electing a new pope? Seeing this film was like an eye opener. It might not really be how the thing works in real life, but it honestly feels like that is how it works because the way this film explores it was just fantastic. Like I said, they are electing a pope, and the pope is someone that is considered to be the holiest person, the one that is after Jesus, something like that. That's who the pope is considered to be. Like that is the knowledge or the idea we have of who the pope is. And people that are running for the pope, they are also people that are very high spiritually. They are like the best among humanity, something like that. But this film explores these characters of these people that are wanting to become pope and their ambition to get to that level to become the pope. The way it explores the politics of it was done in a very unexpected way. You see these characters as they are plotting and scheming and using underhanded methods to try to disqualify the other person that wants to be pope to give themselves a better chance. Like using some methods that if normal people use that kind of methods or normal politicians use that kind of methods, you'll be like, yes, it's politician. But when you see popes, people that are the holiest people doing that kind of thing, just gives you another level of understanding of this whole world and this whole thing. And you just feel like the way these characters are written, the way that they are playing all these moves and trying to do all these kind of things just to get to that position, it just makes them feel so human. These people that you've been seeing as the holiest people, people that they can do no wrong, just makes you realize that they are also human. They also have flaws. They also have bad habits or bad sides of them, and it's just something that made me understand the world as a whole and made me appreciate this film so much more. One of the characters in this film, he said something like this, I am paraphrasing. He said, we are not ideal men, but we are supposed to hold an ideal position or something like that. I'm butchering it, I'm sure I'm butchering it, that's not what he said, but something like that. And it just made me think that yes, that is actually true. Like this position of being a pope is a prestigious or a righteous light, and people that are going to be there, they cannot live up to their expectation. They'll just be the best that they can be. And this film just humanized all the characters and the people that are involved in this kind of thing in the real life. And it just gave me another level of appreciation for this subject that I never ever thought of. And the writing of the characters was so good. You see these characters dealing with conflict of faith. People that are supposed to be the best of us, people that are supposed to be the ones that are guiding us. They're having conflict of faith. They are being hypocrites, like saying something and doing the other thing. Like seeing them go through all these things that normal man goes through was just wow. It was so good to see, and it was something that made me enjoy this film so much and appreciate the writing of the characters. And not just the writing of the characters, the writing of the story as a whole itself was done so well. The way the story is told, oh man. Speaking of the way the story is told, it's told in a way that is very deliberate. They don't rush anything with the story, they let it unfold gradually. Some people might find the pacing boring, but it is never ever boring. From the first moment, I was already hooked. Like if you're someone that likes drama, you definitely be hooked from just these few moments. But it unravels slowly. They don't rush. They take their time building and building, following this election as it goes on, and the things that are happening behind closed doors for this election. Man, it was done so well. There are some twists that happen along the way. Some of the twists were not that great, but other twists were done so well. So many things worked so well with this film, and the way the film explores themes of faith, belief, uncertainty, ambition, responsibility. It was just done in a very enthralling way that you feel all these aspects so deep in the story. And the dialogue of itself was very interesting. Sometimes you hear the characters talking and giving some kind of monologues that are just very, very powerful and profound. That just makes the dialogue hit you so hard. They're the kind of dialogues that after a year it sticks with you, and days later you are still playing it in your head. There are so many good dialogues in this film, but there was one particular line of dialogue that stuck with me after watching this film. And it was when one of the characters said something like, "Certainty is the enemy of faith." And the way the character broke down that concept was something that was just wow, very interesting, very profound, very powerful dialogue. It sticks with you and just makes you keep pondering and pondering and just appreciating everything that came together to work with this film. So many things work with this film. The production value as well, it was stellar. I'm sure they did not shoot it in the actual location because I doubt you'll be able to shoot a film in the Vatican City or where the popes are residing. I don't think that would be possible. But the set that they used, it felt like you were in that place. It felt like you were in that Vatican City. The production value of it, the costumes, the setting, like everything was just right, and it just transported you into that place, into that moment. It was done so well. Another thing that accentuated the greatness of the production value was the cinematography. Yo, the cinematography in this film was incredible. You see some shots in this film that you just be like, this shit looks like it could be hung on a wall. It looks like a painting. And that feeling of seeing this cinematography that feels like art was just so overwhelming. And you see it so many times with so many shots that are just gorgeous to look at. And the cinematography just captured this world and the theme of it so, so well. And the score of this film, fantastic. It's not the kind of score that has so many things going on with it. It's a very, very subtle score that sometimes you just hear one note or you hear two notes, and that's all you need to hear. It just punctuates the scene so well and adds so much suspense and tension to those scenes. The score, the cinematography, the production value, the dialogue, the acting, yo, the performance from these actors were fantastic. Like at a point, I forgot that these people were acting because they were so in their characters. They embodied their roles so well and delivered fantastic performances. Especially the main character, Ralph Fiennes. If you know Ralph Fiennes, or if you don't know Ralph Fiennes, if you've seen Harry Potter, Ralph Fiennes played Voldemort. Seeing the person that played Voldemort, this diabolical evil character, playing this man with this weight on his shoulder of doing the right thing. His performance was superb. His performance had this restrained feeling to it, but it was also intense at the same time. Ah, fantastic performance from Ralph Fiennes, and not just him. John Lithgow is also in this film. Fantastic performance. Stanley Tucci, like every actor in this film, they delivered fantastic performances and they knocked it out of the park. One bonus point is that some of the characters in this film are Nigerian characters. Seeing that was something that just made me smile while watching this film. And everything, honestly, everything that came together to work with this film worked brilliantly. I have to talk about the ending of this film because the ending of this film is something I feel like would have audiences divided. Me personally, when I saw the ending, I did not know how to feel about it because on one hand, it felt like it came out of nowhere. I don't give spoilers, that's why I'm being vague about it. On one hand, it felt like it came out of nowhere. But on the other hand, it feels like it's it was a very, very purposeful ending that served to point out the flaws or the hypocrisy. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but it points out those flaws of this religion and this belief that people have. And that ending was something that, if you're a Catholic person, I am very, very sure you might have issues with the ending. But because I am not Catholic, I couldn't find any issues with it. I just feel like the ending was going for something that was going to highlight the flaws of humans and all that stuff. So the ending is something that will drag audience in two ways. But me personally, I did not have any issue with it. Honestly, this film was fantastic. I did not expect this film to be as good as it was. Like a film about the next pope being elected. Who would have thought that would have been something so interesting? It surprised me. And this story, the drama of it, the dialogue, the performances, the score, the production value, the cinematography, everything came together so brilliantly and worked fantastically well for this marvelous film. So have you seen Conclave? What do you think about it? Comment below and let me know. And if you're a Catholic person that has seen this movie, what do you think about the ending? Comment below, let me know. If you watch this video up until now, please like and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Cheers.